All right, Reggie. Some sad news. I heard that a guy that you've spoken on previously on episodes that we've recorded in the past, Bobby Louie, a well-known person, has passed away, and I know I heard a lot about him from Melly Mel's show. I just wanted to get your reaction and thoughts to the news that he had passed.
Matter of fact, we had Melly Mel, and we're going to call him back right quick again, and we're going to do another episode with him because that's what I originally was supposed to have been dealing with Professor Melly Mel for anyway, and I got off track on that KPD stuff. So I'm going to let him tell some stories because Melly Mel is the one that made me remember who he was. Now, I remember him because when I was a kid growing up, I used to play basketball at Ludus Park. And I remember seeing this big old nigga that was about 16, 17 years old at the time in the park, but looked like a grown man. And he used to always be over there singing and pop locking. And that's what I remember, But I let Melly Mel tell some stories, and then I'll try to get even our boy Marvin, Ayatollah Marv, and even maybe Reggie Sr., I don't know, to come and tell some stories about Bobby Louie. Professor Melly Mel.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling you back right quick. I apologize because I know we did an episode about QPD, but the main reason I had booked you for our show over on Ball First, I wanted to go ahead and touch bases on it regarding you telling some stories because, man, I remember you in the last few years have gave Bobby Louie a lot of opportunities to vent and tell some of his stories on your channel. And this, if you can just give us some history on that, brother, because in my mind, I know I may offend Cynthia and Marcus and maybe even LB and them, but that was the first Loser Spark Piru that I knew, or East Side Piru, that I have always known in my law enforcement days that came from that neighborhood. And so, if you can just tell us some stories about Bobby Louie, I appreciate it.
You know, Reggie, ever since this Diddy story broke and we've been covering it ongoing, it reminds me how important it is to have a good lawyer on your team. An injury could bring you millions and change your life forever, but you have to have the right team on your side. That's why I'm proud to present Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They have over 1,000 attorneys working in all 50 states, so when you're seriously injured, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan don't just settle for the lowball offers. They fight for every dollar you deserve if you become their client. They just recently achieved some significant verdicts for their clients. $12 million in Florida, which is 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, which was 40 times the highest insurance offer. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no upfront cost, and the fee is actually free unless you win. It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case, and you can do so from the comfort of your home. If you've ever been seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. It's easy to start your claim now. You can go to forthepeople.com/bomb or scan the QR code in the corner with your phone's camera.
Well, King Bobby Louie, man. That's two-way hitter in the game. And what I mean by that is that he actually was a Crip before he was a Piru boy.
Yeah.
And he ran with Raymond Lee Washington on the east side, and Deadeye Clean Craddock, Victor Adams.
Because they were the Avenues, right?
No, they was the East Side Crips at the time.
I thought it was Avenues.
Craig Monson was the Avenues.
Correct. Oh, yeah. Avenues wouldn't let 16-year-olds be in it. That's right. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
So he had a good rapport and relationship. So an incident occurred at Centennial High one day, and the Carver Parks and the West Side Piru Street boys had got into it at Centennial High, and the Carver Parks had called Raymond, and Raymond came back up to Centennial High with a bunch of East Side Crips. And when they got there, he saw Bobby Louie.
Okay.
And when he saw Bobby Louie, Raymond and Bobby Louie wind up in a conversation, and more or less, people were shocked that this was happening. And Raymond turned around and because this show you that a lot of times relationships prior to gangbanging will often trump gangbanging.
Correct.
And what I mean by that is that whatever tie or friendship that you have with an individual, you cannot bring harm or hurt to them in no kind of way. And that particular day, the Carver Parks was disappointed because Raymond shook Bobalouie's hand and embraced him, and then him and the East Side Crips left.
Okay.
Because of that situation, because Bobalouie had a strong relationship with Raymond Lee Washington, and for the most part, that Bobalouie has so many different stories that he can tell both ways, whether it was from the Crip side or the Piru side. He wrote a book, the starting lineup, and he talked about, he wasn't afraid of his truth. He talked about being a Crip. He talked about being a Piru. And there's other people that has done it, but they wasn't as willing to speak about it as much as he was,
And from my history and my learning, were they really Cripping yet, or were they really just gangsters and later became Crips? It's how I have always understood it, that they were just gangsters from another side, that neighborhoods eventually became Crips. What's your thinking on that?
I think when you think about it, I always think about it mercurial. Mercurial is something that is unpredictable all of a sudden way, or something that came just from nowhere to just happen, right? I believe that was what triggered the Crips was an emotional moment.
Yeah.
It was allegedly a slap. You can't be an avenue. He went away.
Correct.
Maybe in his feelings.
Yeah.
And decided, okay, I know what I do. I'll creep my own game. And right to this day, there's no longer no avenues, but yet the Crips are still here.
Still here. Yeah.
That's how we deal with that. But at the end of the day, man, you got to understand that Bobalouie was a unique individual. He was very, very thorough. He remembered things like an elephant, if there's such a thing as that. His memory was impeccable, and things he talked about, there was nobody that can dispute what he had to say. There was just nobody, and I would just sit and listen.
And nothing but respect from both sides whenever I heard him talk, and and when he did on your show. So our guy, for those of y'all that's really into the gangs and like to hear about it, y'all please go over to Professor Melly Mel show and just type in the name Bobby Louie, some King Bobby Louie. And he had another name. I can't think of it off the hand. What was him? He was, God dog it.
The Walrus. He called himself the Walrus.
But he had one other name, though, that everybody know him from. Before that, his singing name. I don't know.
That's what the singing name was, the Walrus.
The Walrus,
It was always AC.
That's the one. AC. Yeah.
AC King Bobby. He was AC, and then he became AC King
Now,
Bobby.
I heard a rumor how he eventually got the name Bobby Louie is a Mexican guy had tagged it in a cell in Linwood Sheriff. Did he ever tell that story on your show? Where he wrote it on a wall and he saw it and he liked the name? Yeah.
Because Bobalouie was a cartoon character.
Correct.
Ricochet Bing Rabbit.
Correct. But I heard somebody had tagged it and he saw it on the wall and he liked it. Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, Mel, I just wanted to give some shout out to Bobby Louie, a gentleman that, like I said, one of the first Pirus that I gave.
And I'm going to tell you something that he said that was very impactful.
Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. Bobalouie, I got a quick question. What are most of these hood comprised of when you look at them in totality?
Man, for everybody who's listening, please don't forget this. In all gangs, don't matter where you from, all right? There's always going to be a short few that lead everybody, give them strength. But remember this, baby. Gang members and gang banging, it consists of 25% serious motherfuckers that's really doing it, and 75% cheerleaders. Which one are you?
Lock the door.
So, Professor Melly Mel, I hope I didn't get you in any trouble by putting you on the spot about that last segment we did regarding Keefy D and exposing all those names, but...
Hey, Reggie, listen, man, the only trouble there is that the trouble that's Keefy D is out. I don't do what Keefy D, you know what I mean? I don't subscribe to none of that, and for him to put people's names in it like he did, that's that's a violation, and I'm sure the people, the names that are in it is going to be very unhappy with him, even more so now that
they see it.
Out, so I'm sure they would rather know.
And y'all know that's why Reggie Wright exposing it. I just hate to put Mel in it, but yeah.
I appreciate you keeping me out of it.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, John, so I got another guy that I want to call right quick and get him on the line with us. This brother is the most misunderstood person on YouTube in my mind. When me and my father had a long conversation with him yesterday, and I think we finally figured out why. Because this brother is too deep. He got too much knowledge. In our mind, we done figured out why a lot of the younger Pirus get upset on things he say. Because I hope when I get his age, I have a memory like him. So I call this gentleman Marvin Kinsey, but it's disrespectful because I know he changed his name. He go by Ayatollah Marv, but I just know Marvin as Marvin Kinsey. And so that's why I always call him that. But I'm going to let him check me on that and get me straight so I can call him the correct name and to see if it makes him mad. But this brother right here, I'm going to have come on and tell some stories about Bobby Louie, because in my mind, I can care what all the young Pirus think. This gentleman knows the history of blood, Crippin, BGL, and all of that. Anything going on in LA County, this is my historian. This is who I call. If I don't call Reggie Wright, I call this brother. Brother Marv, welcome to Bomb First, man. Appreciate you always picking up on me. He's a regular over there at Boss Talk 101. Shout out to my boy and his wife at Boss Talk 101. But this is my brother Marv. I told him Marv, and he's going to give us a continued information on Bobby Louie. King Bobby Louie. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say. That introduction there, bro, shit. I should be running with Trump for president, wouldn't you? You should be Bobby.
Your spokesman. Hey, I feel that way about you, Marv. I talk shit about you, but generally I talk shit about niggas that I respect or fear.
Well, check this out. It's no disrespect of Marvin Kinsey. I'm original Marvin Kinsey.
Yes.
And people that know me before, the Ayatollah is an attribute.
Okay.
Right? It was given to me by Doc Holliday from the BGF in 1979 when we was at High Power.
I didn't know it was going that far back. Okay.
I did a film ram on Houston, Texas, and when the Ayatollah Khomeini had America under siege and they had to give him $40 billion. And Doc, when I came to 1750, he said, "Man, you got Texas tougher than the Ayatollah. I'm gonna call you Ayatollah Marv." So that's how that attribute came, and by that being, it's an attribute from Islam. It's the evidence of God.
Okay.
So it just fell in. But man, everybody know. From Elm Street, everybody know Marvin Kinsey, a Big Marv. So, when I was selling PCP, I was Marvelous Marv.
I remember that.
Marvin Marvin. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it ain't about me. This boy, Bobby Louie, AC, right? Man, incredible brother. You know what I'm saying? Why I say incredible, because Bobby Louie crossed all lines when it comes to love. You dig what I'm saying? He grew up in the avenues, grew up over on 74th and Hooper Avenue.
Okay.
Right. Over there with Craig Munson there.
Okay.
And then he came over to stay with his relatives, Ralph Carter and Terry Carter. Those are his cousins.
Oh, okay, he related to Terry. Okay.
He was related to Ralph and Terry Carter.
Okay.
And he fell in. When he fell in with a blaze. And he was always a popular dude. Bobby Louie could sing his ass off.
I knew that.
He was the master of the robot, right? So one day he went over to a record hop at Luders Park.
Okay.
And went into Luders Park, a big statueless Bobby Louie looked 30th at 15.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
So he always was a big stature. So he came in, I understand, allegedly, I wasn't there, but from the information that he came in there, he was doing the robot, and everybody thought he was Puddin' at the time because they had never seen Puddin' before on the East Side.
Okay.
And when he came in, all the girls were like, man, that's Puddin' this and this and that. And it ended up being Bobalouie. He'd go back and get Lil Vince, tell him, man, they got all these girls over here. And Bobalouie and Vince him cranked up the East Side.
Okay.
That's what started the East Side.
Yeah.
AC, Bobalouie. He went to the Linwood County. He went to Linwood Jail one day, got arrested and went to Linwood Jail. And he said he saw this sign on the side of the wall that a Mexican had wrote Bobalouie, and he liked the name, so he assigned himself King Bobalouie.
Okay.
You know, so that was.
And you do the Mexican I talked to Melly Mel. That was a cartoon a character or something like that. The Bobalouie, correct? So
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know he told me that he seen the name in Linwood Jail, and he liked it. You know, I was in San Quentin at the time. I don't even know.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, you know, I mean, he had history. I mean, look, and one of the funny things about him, it was in the 70s, the word went around, Bunchy Griffin, them, come and ask me about this boy, AC King Bobalouie, that it's supposedly him and Big James Miller got into a fight in Eastlake Juvenile Hall. You know, Eastlake was like LA. We had to go there for receiving from Compton.
Yes.
But the stronghold for Compton, Watts, and Long Beach was Las Padrinas.
LP, yeah.
LP. So you had to go to Eastlake to get the LP. So they said that Bobalouie and James Miller got into a fight, one of the biggest brawls that ever had. Allegedly, right?
Okay.
Now I asked James about it in San Quentin, right? He smiled like, man, no, you know, Bobalouie, my boy, I got a lot of respect for AC. Now when I asked Bobalouie about it, Bobalouie, yeah, man, you know, I got love for Big James. Yeah, I got love for that brother, right? So he never confirmed it.
Okay.
That was the myth on a fight that they were supposed to have that really got LA dudes respecting Pirus.
Okay.
You know, so he did a lot, man. I mean, he introduced me to Barefoot Pookie. He introduced me to a lot of Crip guys that I had heard about and didn't know. You know,
because he knew both sides. Yeah.
He knew both sides. You know, and he was. Always one thing about it, he was dedicated and stomped down for Piru love. No set tripping, no matter if you was a Piru with Bobalouie, you was in, he gonna bring you in, he gonna ride you around, he gonna tell you some stories. Like I said, Cynthia called him over and he got me and we started a Piru sit down at Cynthia's place in 2014.
Okay.
He was always trying to bring Pirus together, you know. And a lot of people don't know that, man, he used to be in a group called the New Stylistics, right?
Yeah. Okay. So he was a singer. He was a singer and a dancer. Okay.
Singer and a dancer. And I used to go with him, man. He performed at the Palladium, at different places. He rode with the New Stylistics. So it was a lot of good things about, you know, brother, that, I mean, but that's Pirus. We different, man. It's a difference. And, you know, these new age, it's no loyalties, it's no love anymore. And that's all, you know, that's one of the big things about him that I always appreciated about his truth and his love for Piru.
Hey, well, I'm glad you came over there just to bring a little exposure, put a little, you know, a name or some stories to a face that you know a lot of people are going to miss. I know a lot of people are going to be upset with me and maybe disappointed in you for coming on the platform with Reggie and talking about this. But hey, if we don't do it and give exposure, who else going to do it, right?
Man, well, and they can feel how they want to feel. You from Compton, I'm from Compton.
Exactly.
I don't do interviews with Vlad. I don't do them with Adam 12. So any black platform, they ought to celebrate it. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
No matter what it is, you from Compton, and they was messing with you before, but now you a truth teller or whatever it is, whatever you got going on. Bottom line, it's us against everybody else. If we don't make Compton right, bro, it'll be over for the world.
Exactly.
We lasted Alamo.
And once again, a shout out to what you did. I just want y'all to know this is the brother, and I'm going to also post it up and show it to y'all that when they did that graffiti, when our brown brothers got upset for whatever reason of being disrespectful and spray painted the Kendrick Lamar mural, this brother took time out and money out of his pocket to go and paint the mural and just paint it black and paint over it. And so I had
paint over it. Like, man, we want to make a solution. We don't want no war with Mexicans, but we're not going to stand for disrespect.
Exactly.
Everybody talk about it. Somebody got to do it.
I just wanted to shout you out for doing that. I hadn't spoke with you since you did that, but shout out for taking time out of your schedule and money out of your pocket to go and take care and do that.